Hey, I've decided to set myself a challenge to create a piece of music using a retro games console with my vintage tape gear. My brother had a copy of this game Music 2000 back in the late 90s, and I always meant to have a go in it but never got round to it. Fast forward 20 years and here it is. The game cost me £7 and I found a PlayStation 1 with hand controllers, memory card and various games for another 30 quid. This is obsolete tech nowadays, but was pretty mind-blowing for a teenager in the late 90s and early 2000s. It opened the doors to music production to the masses for way less money than a professional setup with separate hardware, computer and instruments. There's obviously way more sophisticated options on offer today, but I thought it would be a fun challenge to see what this game can do and make some music with it. I'll be using it in conjunction with this tape recorder, but more about that later. Okay, I've just got everything set up, so let's get into it. The CD came with the manual which I've thumbed through, but to be honest, I usually find it easier just to dive in and work things out as I go along. Let's fire this beast up and see what's on offer then. Oh yeah, that's rather dramatic. Let's fast forward through the menus and see if I can work things out. Okay, here are the audio tracks and they're stacked vertically. So we've got 24 tracks in total and a couple of effects and master track at the bottom. It looks like the audio travels horizontally like most modern DAWs. The red button on the joystick gets you into the song track mode where you can access the main menu. Let's start with the riff library. Trance comes up first, then techno, and a bit more techno, then onto rock. Let's have a listen to a few of these beats and see what we got. Okay, play demo riff. Love that dancing drum kit animation. Wow, there's loads of reverb on that snare. I'm going to scroll down and listen to Beat Up 3C. So there's a little collection of similar beats here which could be used to build up a song. I'll quickly play a couple more so we can see what's available to use. Nice. That reminds me of a bit of old school hip hop style rock. Here's one last beat. That was a short one. Okay, how do we add that into a project? I've selected it, so let's see if it's in the riff palette. Ah yeah, there it is. I'll press the paste button and repeat the pattern. Now let's play it back. So that's the basic idea of how it all works, so I'll go off screen and come back when I've got something worth listening to. Okay, this is what I've come up with so far. I've based it on a stock beat which I've played around with a bit. Here's the counting. So the first 5 tracks are the drums and crackly vinyl sound, but if I scroll down to track 7, I've also added a vocal sample from the library. There's loads to choose from with this game, so I'll add a few more as the track develops. Now the next step is to transfer this beat and vocal samples out of the PlayStation so I can overdub parts on separate tracks. To keep in with the 90s vibe, I'm going to use this 8-track tape recorder as my multi-tracker, which was made around the same time as Music 2000. Before we move on, let's scroll across a bit further and play back another vinyl sample I've added, which is symbolised by this piano icon. It also sounds rather 90s and should work well with the rest of the track, I think. Anyway, I'll record this as a stereo track onto my tape recorder and move on to the next stage. The rhythm track is now transferred onto the tape recorder, so I'm going to overdub some bass and guitar parts on top. I will then play back the whole tune with a bit of footage of the performance and some retro graphics from Music 2000 mixed in.
Take it high now. mean, like, sort of on the...
I guess I love you.